Dude, yeah, really, we only did one show with the Family Function, which is our other group, made up of the Oracle Blue Cats,
Yeah. Well,
the
that was actually another question I
G.
had. Is how are you guys doing with a family function? You guys have just started doing like actual
Yeah.
original tracks, which is dope. And then you've
We
got
we
paperwork,
just
and
we
then
just
Uncle Blue.
started writing, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we just the Family Function just started writing in basically like in 2020. So like me and JP have written a lot of stuff together. Also, Wade McMillan, like me and him have kind of written stuff like over the past couple of years, and it's just dope to see some of that come to fruition. But we're still in really early stages, like trying to still get together and rehearse, practice, learn new tunes, and we've started tracking a little bit. We just want to get to a place where we feel comfortable, putting some material together to release.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, dog.
So with that said though, like just recently, I know you guys did a live, kind of like a digital like live show. That
Yeah,
we couldn't be getting in Myrtle Beach, and you guys did it with a few
mhm.
people, right?
Yeah. So like Jay Burgess over the Production Warehouse is the great video production guy that I recommend to anyone. And our friend Ruben Long, you know, the notorious Ruben Long. Um,
And he did
he helped us out
the
and
camera work for
did the
them, right?
video.
A lot of the
Yeah, it
camera.
was actually Ruben and our other friend Michael Hux. They were the cameraman, and then Jay Burgess was the producer, and it went really well, man. Like we had just all came together. Everyone played great. We had Craig Sorrells with us, so it was just a dope event.
Now, how did you guys actually devise that? How did you guys think about doing that together? Like,
Well,
where was that all coming through?
Well, right when the original like quarantine hit, we did some streaming at home, which was all very like lo-fi and I mean, to be honest, kind of low effort. Like we were just hanging out, playing music with a camera on. And it didn't really evolve past that, but then we got that opportunity to do the stream with Ruben, and it just ended, went really well because they were, you know, it wasn't actually our idea to do it with them. They kind of had it set up through this company, Glide Gear, which is this awesome camera equipment manufacturer. This has their factory, or it's not their factory, but their warehouse is on Seaboard Street here in Myrtle. So,
Yeah.
they specifically wanted to do a concert series, so I think they only actually did two of them, but so we got to go in there basically and just do our thing. It's like an hour long set that's on YouTube. I think we're gonna play a video later.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, it was so good and so smooth. I couldn't believe that you guys had that much space. And like, if you watch the video, you guys actually were spaced out like very well.
Oh
It
yeah.
seemed like if I were to go to one of your regular, bar steady shows, it would have been that without all the rest of the fucking trackers.
Yeah, honestly, like it was all the good parts about being a show without some of the not so good parts. So it's fun. It's fun to kind of step into the digital realm. That's kind of just been like, I mean that's the goal because that's the future. We're in it.
Yeah, for
You know.
sure, for sure. And speaking of the future, like, how are you guys going about right now, even with paperwork or be it the family jam, family
Mhm.
function, I should say. I'm sorry. How are you guys going about like networking and talking to people,
Well,
especially like so you guys are very big into on that normal scene. What are you doing now? Like, how has it changed for you?
well, you just keep in contact with your friends. You know, everybody knows each other here. Everybody knows everybody in this local scene. So like, I don't know, just supporting each other because I mean, there's so many different things we could talk about in like shit that's kind of changed with live performance basically going away.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Man, but like,
But I
how
mean,
are you doing like right now?
all,
Like,
all
go
the
ahead. Go
band,
ahead.
all the bands are kind of like in our writing process right now. So that's just like where we're at. Like we all have plans to record, be it, the paperwork and the family function. And actually, family function we think is way too generic of a name. So
Okay. Okay.
we're trying to kind of searching for a new title for the project, and something that fits us more. Family function was kind of like a default because we started as a funk jam where we would
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of like
And
improv.
there was a really long time where people are just coming out there to kind of get down and
Mhm.
feel that normal kind of like I hate to say jam bandy like cover band, but that's what we're
Yeah,
trying to
yeah, no, that's
mimic.
what it was. That's what it was
Yeah.
at first. And then so we just like, played together long enough. We did one summer at the Tin Roof, and then we did
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
summer at the Bourbon Street. And then kind of
Yeah.
after, we were about to go into our third year playing, we just kind of decided we want to, get serious, start writing because dude,
Yeah.
that's the most meaningful, you're
For
going to
sure. And
feel.
you guys did start writing, and dude, you guys did that the whole live segment with
Mhm.
Ruben's group and all that, which was fucking
Yeah.
amazing. Like literally, I sat there and watched the whole deal along with a whole bunch of other people
Yeah.
online and or at my home out
Mhm.
here in Colombia right now, and we had so much fun watching it. And what kind of like helped perpetrate and or create you guys' mindsets to writing those new tracks and or feeling like you were comfortable with showing them off before you did?
Yeah, I mean, maybe even before they were ready to be shown off. Like I don't know, we're just all kind of in a period as musicians where we're here in Myrtle Beach, like we've done the bar cover thing for a long time, and we all have a lot of respect for that because it's how a lot of people make their living around here. Being a
Yeah,
tourist
yeah,
economy.
it's yeah, for sure, for
But
sure.
I mean, I think we're just all at the point where we've put in the time doing that and the time working on ourselves as instrumentalists that we want to start writing and try to contribute to just the culture,
Yeah,
I
for sure.
guess.
All right, I respect that. I respect that. Like, and it's gotta be any way you look at it, Myrtle Beach could be a full-on mecca of music, but
Hmm.
there's so many times when it becomes contrived towards just the cover band thing. What helped you guys realize how you were, who you wanted to be with, and step out of that whole genre?
I mean, dude, it's a process, I mean, finding out exactly what you said, like who you are and who you want to be is it's a journey, and I feel like I'm still very early along that journey, honestly.
All right, yeah, no,
It's
no, for
just
sure.
about trying to find, like, because basically, like you said, I mean, we were just kind of showing these tunes off that like I said, we just started writing this year. It's all very fresh, very, but all like really kind of, I don't want to say simple, but we just have a short idea, and then we come up with another idea, find a way to get between those, and add some improv to those two written ideas, and that's like the basic formula, and all this shit's like you know pretty you hear it once, and it's attempting to be slightly catchy, so you
Yeah,
hear it
yeah.
once and it's kind of like we literally lay it into you. It's like almost a loop based music.
Right, right. So I will say, anyone who's not seen you guys play live, be it Paperwork, Family Function, Oracle Blue, any of those people that you're a part of,
Yeah,
they're
well,
missing
I
out.
don't.
They are missing out.
It's a total misconception. Everyone thinks I play with Oracle Blue because they get me and
Oh,
Jippy
am I wrong on
confused.
that? Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
no,
Am I
I don't.
being a dick? I'm
I
so
mean,
sorry.
I love those guys, but Jip was their keyboard player for a long time, and
I thought, no
everybody,
way. I thought
every
that was you, man. I thought that was you. Oh
no,
my
yeah,
God.
that's JP, dude.
Oh shit, bro. Oh no.
It's hilarious, but I get it all the time, dude. And I just like I'm flattered because those guys are amazing. You know, their music is it's really great, and um,
But
you
then
know, I just
the
get
thing
that all
is,
the time. It's
it
hilarious.
does wrap around to like how much you guys all work together, anyways. And then there's also paperwork
Yeah, I mean,
and
I've
fucking
sat
Jim
in
and
with the guys.
the other ones that you guys are all like doing this. You guys are, I don't want to say monopolizing, but you're taking over Myrtle Beach where it needs to be said correctly. You know.
I mean, you know, trying to like just really just trying to create a culture and like cultivate a scene where everyone's like on a similar, you know, headspace of like wanting to, you know, just do cool shit.
Yeah.
And everyone like trying to play to their strengths because like all of us are like multi instrumentalists. Every single member of the band plays more than one instrument, so we
Yeah,
all
no,
kind of have a
that's
good,
true. You're
you know.
you're not just a fire finger, but you do what? Hold on, you don't
Well,
let
no,
me do this to
okay,
you.
so we got, you know, obviously we got McKinley on bass, and
Yeah.
dude, McKinley, arguably, I mean, he's a shredder on the guitar. I don't know if you've ever heard him play the six string,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a bad man, dude. He's badass, and you know, and Wade plays a little bit of guitar and keyboards,
Okay,
and
okay. Wade is the main drummer, right?
yeah, yeah, and
All right. Yeah.
JP also plays guitar and trumpet and flute and the keyboards, obviously,
JP
and
just
then
don't stop. JP don't stop.
yeah, and then you know my best friend Dan, you know, he plays guitar, but he was originally a bass player, so he's great on the
Mhm.
bass, great on the guitar.
Doesn't Dan also do like a lot of the actual equalizing for some of the live
Yeah,
shows?
yeah, yeah,
He
and
does that shit
Dan
live too.
also
Like he'll be
Dan
on
live,
stage
yeah.
and then all of a sudden he's dancing right next to you, but he's got his little piece right there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
he
Dan's
be fucking fluctuating,
yeah,
man.
he's doing the live sound, which is an instrument in
Yeah.
and of itself, you know. Um, and then I play keyboards and sax, but yeah, it's a lot of fun switching around, man, because it just kind of gives everyone a different understanding. You know, everyone has like more of a complete understanding of like where their part fits in because they know about the other people's roles.
Right.
Well, shall I say, in the groove or whatever, you know.
Well, that's cool. So speaking of everyone's roles and all that stuff, can you tell me a little bit about your backdrop? What's going on behind you?
Oh my god. Well, actually, this is it's actually I don't know if people can tell this. I can't really tell, but it's supposed to be moving so ever so slowly.
Mm-hmm.
The sky wheel is. Oh,
That's supposed to be Myrtle Beach, right?
oh yeah. Okay, so this is a video that I took. Oh yeah, no, it is moving. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, yeah, it's a video I took a couple years back, just sitting on the what is it? The pavilion parking garage up
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
this was actually like
After
in
pulling my
December.
other stuff down.
This was in December, so it's a completely dead boulevard, Myrtle Beach. That was from a live stream that we did like years ago. I just needed some B-roll footage. I just, I honestly forgot that I was using this on Zoom, and then I just pulled it up and saw that, and I was like, "Damn, that's
That's
awesome!
dope.
I'm gonna
That's
roll
cool.
with it."
So, as of right now, you guys have been recently re-emerging. And where have you guys been like showing up shows in Myrtle Beach town? And where do you want to go
Emerging.
from there?
Well, it's weird, man, because like places are starting to open back up, but I mean, you know, some of us don't even, especially now with like the spike, a lot of us don't really feel comfortable, you know, asking a bunch of people to come out to the show.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you know, we're playing in places that have us that you know a lot of stuff was booked, you know, like back in January last December. So, you know, we're still honoring those commitments, and
Well, all right. So how
we're
about
gonna.
if you're honoring some of those commitments, like how are those venues treating you?
Oh, they're great, man. And you know,
Yeah.
we're gonna be at the Polly's Island Tavern on July 3rd, which is always the biggest night of the year. But you know, I mean, it just kind of makes me feel uneasy when like, there's this public health
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
going on. Well, it's bittersweet. It's like, okay, it's another year. We've literally played if this paperwork is going to be at the pit on the 3rd, but we've played it for like the last 4 years and it's always slammed. So I know it's going to be just slammed, insane. Because Polly's Beach on the 4th of July is like, forget about it,
Yeah, for sure,
beyond
for sure.
beyond
I've been
packed,
there.
beyond packed. So like, it's bittersweet because I know it's going to be a great show. I know it's going to fucking kill. I know we're going to kill it if we rehearse, which is what we're going to do later this week. But yeah, like I said, it's just weird, man. It's a weird time to be an artist when literally your whole um, live performance thing, which is how you make the majority of your income, depends on groups forming, people breathing on each other, And I don't want
For
to,
sure.
we don't have to get into that if you don't want to, but
No, yeah.
that's just how I feel.
No, I get you though, man. I get you. It's a tough thing. It's a tough idea. I mean, it can be as easy as just going out and doing it. It's
Mhm.
also as disruptive as what's happening when you go out and do it. I
Exactly.
get it, man. I
Exactly.
really get it.
But pretty soon, I mean, we are going to be back in Bourbon Street once shit kind of chills out on the local level, you know?
Okay, all right. So that's
Yeah.
what like the local spots you're definitely trying to squeeze back
No,
into.
we're going to definitely get, I mean, our days are not over there. That's for sure. We're going to, and when we return, it might be kind of more of like a showcase where we have like our live set plan and it's like a
Mm-hmm.
2 hour set. And then, you know, it's
Yeah,
just,
I'll say that was one of the best things about you guys is before I think before it went from Bourbon Street, you guys were doing the Tin Roof for a second,
for
and
a whole
it was
summer we
Bourbon
were there.
Street.
Actually, it was
Yeah,
like half a summer,
yeah, and the
maybe
best thing
six
about it
months.
was that you guys would be running shows and then not just have like your own spots, but then say, hey. These are our cast, your homies
Mhm.
come in and just like round
Yeah.
your that shit. That shit was massive, man.
Yeah, we still do a good bit of that, but that's kind of originally what we did. That was like our mission statement is we're gonna play the first set and then we're gonna bring up our friends. Because I don't know
Yeah,
if you've
yeah.
ever been to
You
Asheville
guys did
Music
great,
Hall.
man.
Have you ever been to Asheville Music Hall's Tuesday Night
Yeah,
Funk
yeah,
Jam?
yeah, 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 yeah.
So that's basically what we modeled it after, man. We had all been to, we had jammed there over the years. I've gone to a lot of the shows out there. Me and G just went to one in January. It was fucking awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, when it's weird, man, how shit happens because like I don't know that we would be making this music that I enjoy so much if like the Tin Roof hadn't have we just by chance hit me up about doing a Wednesday night funk. See, it was not good at the Tin Roof, man, because they had this like whole thing where it was like he introduced the idea to me as like a funk and roll party, like funk and rock and roll. It's like,
Okay, okay.
and it's like, dude, that's just like whitewashes the funk, I mean, that just takes away everything that's good about it. So we called it the Funk Jam, which
Yeah, yeah.
evolved with Family Function, and they always just like had that like rock and roll thing in there, and we were all just kind of like fuck that, and it was I don't want to talk shit about
Well,
them because it's a
to
great
be
place.
honest, I'm glad it evolved the way it did because now you guys are actually writing your own music to go in with
Yeah,
what you guys are doing.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that it's weird because like I don't even know that we would be doing this, which I feel so good about, if they hadn't initially hit me up about this thing that I was only like slightly into. I was like, okay, well, he wanted me to do this the one thing, and I was basically like, well, what if we just had a funk jam? You know,
Yeah,
they kind of
yeah.
wanted more of like a traditional show, and I kind of came back at him with just like, you know, just like you said, where we have kind of a rotating cast and that worked great for years. I mean, we did that for like 2 years, and
Mm.
it's really just like when 2020 started, we learned this one song called Purple Yams, which is actually
Yes,
I
yes.
brought which I brought a video for, which like it's hilarious because me and JP and Wade actually wrote that song with our friend Tyler Hughes a couple years back and just made it for just one random YouTube video. we just put that up, and it was just like, you know, fun song.
You guys actually put that live on that whole on your actual live stream with the one that dude
Yeah.
recorded,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, that was our final track.
Nice.
And yeah, we've just basically we went back and revisited that song that we recorded maybe 3 years ago, and learned it and played it live, and it was just like, damn, like it feels so good to play our own shit that we were just off from there. Me and JP and Wade and you know, Daniel and McKinley all started writing and, you know, getting together weekly, working on new songs. And we actually, I guess I can go ahead and pivot into this. Is we're doing a set on our friend Chris McGraw's live stream,
Okay.
which is the Strange Dog Weird Man Social Distant Worldwide Music Fest.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard of
It's
that. I've
many,
heard of that
many,
for sure.
many,
Yeah.
many words long. I've got a poster to share, but so we're doing a set and like 15 other artists. The stream is actually based out of Pittsburgh. And yeah, our good friend Chris McGraw from the band Strange Dog Weird Man, fucking awesome group out of Pittsburgh, are putting together this festival where they're like going to donate all the money to Black Lives Matter. And it's just going to be a really dope thing. And it's this Saturday on the Strange Dog Weird Man page. Like what I think it's on their Facebook page, I believe.
Yeah.
So we're recording for that this week.
Cool. So with you guys, and I'm sorry, it might sound rude because I mean I know you guys are popping off and doing your thing, and you and everyone else you work with it right now is like, but how do you do with oh gosh, is it JRP's? Tucker might be able to help me with this. My Batusu over there. What the people that kind of swoop in and say you're not allowed to play these tracks loud? Like, who are they? Who are they? Who
Oh
deal with
yeah.
them?
Oh, what you mean, like our original shit?
Yeah. Like, what are you doing there?
Man, it's funny you say that because like there's certain places that don't care, and they, there's certain places that are just cool with letting you do your own thing and exploring ideas. And then there's obviously, going to be places that have a slightly different, worldview, I guess you could say.
And it's
More,
like when that does happen, do you have to bring in like a manager or a producer on the side for like saying what if or what other?
well, no, not really, but it is something that, you might get some feedback on. And I believe that was kind of honestly what happened at, the first spot where we started
Okay.
originally doing the jam. And but those are really the types of venues that we're trying to fuck with, are like ones that fuck with us, basically.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean, that's dope though, because I mean, like me, you've seen me out there before. I be dancing out.
Oh, dude, you get wild, man. Dude, some of the best fucking nights were at the Fuego shows, man. Like the Jimmy's, the even some of his shows back at Checkers, man.
Yeah.
Those were fucking awesome.
We get there, we fucking jam out like hardcore, and then there's other nights where I might be out doing my own show. You guys might be there, but I've got to deal with that same shit. But also other shows that everyone else does, they're trying to push through their own shit, do their own sounds, and someone's gonna come up and say that shit to them like, oh no, but how about those copyrights and that and that, and it just ruins the whole night for a lot of people. And it's good to see you guys being able to have like those moments where you can just like, yeah, you know what, the owners are taking care of that for us. That's amazing. That's lucky enough for you,
Yeah, I feel you, dude. And we honestly might be doing some underground shit here coming up as soon as it's safe to do that. Okay. So you're gonna have to come back to the beach for that.
Absolutely. I'll be stepping the beats up.
Yeah.
I'll bring my dancing shoes.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So what have you been working on?
Oh man, no, you don't want to know about that right
now. I don't want to know about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been doing some stuff. fuck, I've got like literally 3 projects right now, other than just this project, podcast that are musically inclined, and one of them I'm really sad about because it's just every time I turn around, I want to work on it, and then gotta do something else, you know. So I'm trying to do a few things, but um, to be honest, one of the things I'm working on is a Chick Corea slash like Blue Note like rephrasal, with a little bit of like a dubby actual bass weight vibe to it, you know. So
That
I'm
sounds
really
sick.
trying to do.
Wow. That
Yeah,
sounds like a
and
hell of a
been trying to get
concept.
JP and a few other people I've been meeting with lately. You'd be a wonderful keystroker to get on there. You'd
Hmm.
be amazing.
Thank you.
Just trying to do something like that, but at the same time, like I said, like every time I turn around, man, I'm just busy on something else, you know.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
So I feel like I've already asked this once, but like when it comes to management and how to like go around
Hmm.
talking to other venues and or bar scenes, how are you stipulating yourself? Like who are you working on being like the one you want to go towards the one that might be on the back burner? Like how is that working for you guys?
Well, it's interesting because right now, like with everything closing down, I've really just tried to focus on like the shit that you can make without having a tour, like
Mm-hmm.
us just trying to sit down and write and make some dope records, make some dope videos. And just trusting that like that will and then, you know, open us up to those kind of opportunities because,
All right.
yeah,
So how is that? I mean, can I delve in and
yeah,
ask
go ahead,
how
man,
is
go
that
ahead.
with the band? Like you got multiple members who are
Hmm.
in that group. You got multiple members who are like also inside and like moving in and out of the group. How do you
Yeah.
work with them to kind of discern all this stuff?
Hmm. Well, it's really just about like we all just kind of just want to be a good band, you know. So it's still like very much like fundamental uh that all the projects are in, man. I still feel like that's the focus.
Yeah.
So like that's just the kind of shit you have to get done before you can even like move on to what you're talking about because none of us are obviously like professionals when it comes to like you said, touring and going to different markets.
Right on. So, all right, cool. Yeah. You're right. Like it kind of falters
But
out and
like
stuff.
I'm talking about setting something like that up because once you get
Mm,
to a certain level, dude, it's a different thing than just calling a bar and asking, "Can I come play for you?"
right.
I mean,
Right.
it just gets to a point where you have recording material that you're trying to promote, and then you have to get someone that knows a lot about man. I'm bungling this because I don't even know the term,
Right. Right.
but
Well, do you ever find yourself getting tired of the Myrtle Beach scene itself?
oh man, I mean that's like if you put a fly in the wall in our studio, that's what we talk about all the time. And it's not the Myrtle Beach scene. It's really just like it's it's what
Man, it's all over. Like, I'm in Colombia right now.
yeah,
And the only bars opening up, the only showcases opening up right now are fucking cover bands, and that's fine.
exactly.
I get it,
That's
but
what it is. Yeah, and it's dude.
it
There's a time and place, man.
yeah,
Time and place for
and that's
everything.
fine. That's fine. I get it. Like especially like one of the spots, dude. Right now, I try my goddamnedest to like keep myself actuated and like doing my music and doing my other
Hmm.
stuff and like doing this, but I have a real job. And
Yeah,
based on my real job, I'm slinging pizzas in a brick oven, right? And I
yeah,
love it. I think it's fun. It's what it is. But at the same time, I have to watch this cover band come in. And what do? Just cover songs.
yeah.
You guys, the thing that's dope about y'all with paperwork and the family function and what you're doing solo and what JP's doing solo and everyone else doing their own little pieces is you're trying to actually create something within that marketing area also.
Hmm.
What's the hardest part for you to get people to realize that you're not just that fluctuating sound?
Yeah, I mean, it's like people are just so like I guess you would say like trained to just walk in and just basically hear, whatever group is playing as like, basically background music. And if like a band's really good, you take notice. If it's
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
really
yeah.
good band, you take notice. But it's something else entirely when it's something that they might never have heard before,
Mm,
and I mean, you think about like the regular clientele as far as tourists, they're coming in to some of the places we play, especially Bourbon Street, where we're starting to get weird. Like, they might, shit, they might have a negative reaction to hearing us getting weird, jamming, playing these, song, instrumental jam tunes that we've written, and they might have a negative reaction to that. I mean, it could happen. So like, at that level, it's understandable that places that book live music would be apprehensive to, you want a sure thing. And some people just, I don't even want to say closed minded, because that has a negative implication. It's
right,
just,
right.
it's just how you look at it. There's just different ways of looking at shit.
Yeah.
Some places like the Polly's Island Tavern, where we literally got our start, like they believe, a lot of the night, a lot of times you'll go there and hear, some stuff that you've heard before, but then sometimes they'll have amazing artists that will stretch your, you know, definitely like view of what you could be getting into when you're just going out to a bar or something like that. So,
What do you guys do
it's just
to
different.
try to like what do you guys do to try to like separate yourself from like those mainstays?
I mean, I don't think we have to really worry about trying to,
Mhm.
because
I would say definitely these days you don't have to. Like when you were starting out, like what did you do to like
yeah.
kind of put your foot in?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. So when we got started with paperwork, man, we were all kids. Like I had just gotten out of high school. Dan
Mm,
was, just got out of college, and fucking we were just basically, we would go in and write and play our original songs. It was and that wasn't really regular for a lot of the places that we played at. And we would also, try to do covers and shit that you don't hear all the time, because
okay.
there's a certain playlist where if you like, walk in some of the places around South Carolina, and dude, it's not just here. It's like any like touristy kind of place, you're gonna hear the same, kind of material,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and it's because that shit's proven. I mean, if you turn the radio on, it's the same songs,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you
And
know, and
maybe
there's
the
nothing
one
wrong with
track
that.
that might be in like the normalcy is like Nirvana.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Cool. So what do you got for us today to see that y'all been working on?
So this is a clip from the video that you have been referencing from the family function at the production warehouse, and it's the final track called Purple Yams that we were talking about earlier.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Tucker, can you put that up for us, buddy?
Thank you so much. And hey man, thank you for having me on, by the way.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't worry, we're gonna come right back and keep talking.
We'll be right back. Cool. Thank you, Wally.
Sorry, guys. Are we live again? Sorry about that, guys. Hope you enjoyed that track from Connor Mills on the paperwork.
The Family Function
Oh,
track.
my bad, my bad.
It's
So
all good though.
I actually wanted to know, where did you start your musical career as it being wanting to make music and or learning music?
Oh, well, that's easy to answer. My dad was a guitar player, and him and my mom did a couple of different things as far as jobs, but he was always a gigging musician my whole childhood.
So, well, all right. So your dad was a gig musician. Like, when he would come home, like, did he teach you new things every time, or like, did he just like
Well,
force you into music? Like, what's up with that?
man, it was really just more about it, like it being in the house. It was just kind of like the vibe that made it as something that we do in the family. So it's just kind of my sister is also a musician and producer, and it's just we just grew up with it. So it's just something we you know always it felt natural to do. It's
That's tough.
not.
So did you do you even to today like have like a question musically that you can like be very comfortable asking a family member, and like they can like kind of
Oh
help you
yeah.
learn
Oh
that?
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's
My dad is a guitar teacher still for the city of Myrtle Beach. So he does letting lessons at the Base Rec Center, like over at Market Common.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
awesome.
so yeah, that's his job. And basically me and the guys in Family Function, like Daniel and Wade and Chris Keys from Paperwork, we all kind of grew up together playing in marching band together. Like we were all on the drum line, and we just all kind of grew up playing, guitars and drums and, just doing different shit. And I just kind of started playing the piano at the end of high school because there was piano at my high school. And I would just kind of play it for fun, when I was skipping class and stuff.
Uh-huh. Keep talking, man.
And
I'm listening.
it kind of just evolved from that. We wanted to start a band, and I just ended up being the keyboard player. So I just tried to get as good as I could at it, and then eventually, studied Summit Coastal, and that helped me out immensely,
Nice, nice.
rather.
So, where do you guys stand right now with paperwork? On like, I guess, doing live shows and or being also implemented on like, uh, what would you call it? Being signed, whether or not, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if the only people who are gonna sign us would be ourselves, so
Mm.
we just kind of want to go in business with ourselves and figure out what the best way to you know put more music out because basically as Paperwork, we put out a 6-song EP 2 years ago in
Yeah,
2018,
yeah.
and we are currently writing for another one right now. And so once we have that, we'll feel pretty comfortable about
Mm.
sharing that.
But with that said, like, and I think it's great. And I think some of the questions I've asked you guys are not exacerbatedly enough as how I ask other people because I don't know them as much to know you guys.
Yeah.
So knowing you is helping me, but at the same time, I'm missing out on how to help my listeners. Is how did you guys go about that concerning idea, like how you're going to implement your own management, how you're going to implement your own creation of how to snap down and be ready to do your own thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's all just kind of about holding each other, to a certain standard where we are all comfortable with getting together to rehearse and have writing sessions and have recording sessions and, have mixing stuff and just hanging out. It's kind of like the clubhouse vibe where we all hang out a lot, we eat together, we spend time, go to the beach together. Um, and then when we come together and play music, we have such an understanding of each other as individuals that heavily informs the music that we make. And like I've said this whole time, I mean, we're still in the very early stages, especially with the instrumental function stuff, and also with the new Paperwork record. So that stuff is all just in very early stages of development.
Cool,
So
cool.
it's hard to say exactly how we do that.
Yeah. So I know with the 843 crew, like you guys again are all doing great things, but at the same time in the same groups, but not in the same groups. Like, how do you keep from hitting heads and making sure that everyone is respected in that same mindset?
Yeah, I mean that's the struggle.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, like it's just weird when you have like a musical collective and you've got different people who might play the same instrument at varying levels, not even of like talent, but of just like what they do, like specialties. People have different specialties. And dude, I mean, honestly, like we are all at a point where of mutual respect, I think, where like that kind of stuff doesn't really get in the way like maybe it used to when we were all younger. Because like I said, I mean, me and Daniel and Wade and Chris, we all grew up together, so we were literally kids together. So we've already been through a lot. I mean, especially me, Dan, and Wade. We played in our first band together, traveled around the state and shit, So it's like, we had a lot of those formative moments, just like literally 10 years ago.
Damn. All right. Cool. Mm-hmm. And speaking of Wade, JP, and Foros and all those guys, like how many shows just recently have you guys been able to pop out and just do your thing?
Well, Family Function has not done a gig post Corona yet.
Okay.
It's literally been the one that we did at the production warehouse.
Okay.
And then we're doing one at my studio on this Saturday, which is the Strange Dog Weird Man.
How did
festival.
You decide to do that, and how are you doing it?
How are we doing what?
The show there at your
on Saturday. Well, that's gonna be a pre-recorded set that I'm gonna then send to my buddy Chris up in Pittsburgh, and then they're gonna basically pop it into their programming block.
All right, no, that's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Another like straight up like online kind of
it's gonna be like a 30-minute set, and then I'm gonna take the one that we did that we just had the clip from, and there's actually one cover in that which is an awesome song by this great jam band called the Addison Groove Project, and we're gonna go and cut that cover out so it's all original, and we'll make it so songs go right into each other.
Very cool.
So then we're gonna have that, and then we're gonna have this new set, and like I said, once we start recording some albums and get those on streaming services, on YouTube, all that stuff, then we'll just kind of have, some work to be able to show people, and that will, hopefully open us up to some new opportunities. I mean, it will if we just put the work in,
Yeah. So with, the advent of being what you guys are already doing, which is awesome, and actually hitting very well, because I'm still talking about it. I didn't just bring you on here to just talk about it this time, but like even before I got you on here, I've been talking about it. How are you guys doing like your online presence? Like how are you networking? Just through Facebook, just through all the other stuff the young kids.
Man, I am the worst at this shit. So you hopefully can educate me, because I literally have looked at Facebook as such a toxic sludge fest for so long now that I'm really kind of apprehensive to do anything with it. We've Paperwork's got our own website, and like really my platform of choice is YouTube. So like with the Wonder House page, which I think we just do a bunch of YouTube streams, and we have a very, very small following. I think it's like 52 subscribers.
That's enough, man. That's enough. Just keep it going, for sure.
Yeah. We're trying. We'll get to 100 one of these days. But we're actually about to start streaming some more from there, because we are in the process of of renovating and renting out a new studio space that's going to be just for streaming and possibly, like I said, some underground hush hush type shit.
I think actually that might be one of the biggest things is getting back to that secret hush hush like shows and
You're right,
keeping it
man.
a very small amount of people, and then also just like how are you gonna go mount that and get them
It's
together like be like that bomb.
Yeah, man. It's like it's more about like trying to curate an experience that might be unique. And dude, I mean, I saw a comment from some really top level musician, and there was just like, man, Dia. Okay, so this was. So did you hear about that Ticketmaster bullshit that happened like a
I
week ago?
did, yes, yes.
So okay, so this came all the way from the corporation Live Nation, which is the biggest entertainment conglomerate in America. They fucking own everything. They own Ticketmaster and all those venues. They own so many goddamn venues. One of them is the House of Blues that we play at in North Myrtle.
Mm-hmm.
So like basically they said that they were gonna cut, like going into 2021, everybody gets it was either 10 or 20% less, like chopped immediately. And this might just be for like the top level, touring acts. I don't know, man. That might go all the way down to our level.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really I really don't know.
I had heard that it was the same exact thing you're talking about, but it was like just like a one like area, and
Hmm.
whatever. But it's in a
Yeah,
new one.
yeah. I just read a couple of articles about it, and but basically, some really top level musicians that I'm friends with, actually from the Philly scene. I just saw one guy's comment. It's like, man, DIY has to rise to the top, basically. And I mean, that's basically when we were talking about having venues that might not um support like untraditional, not even untraditional, but like stuff that's not a sure thing. uh it's That's kind of what we're trying to move in the direction towards, like having a controlled environment where we're streaming and maybe having small gatherings with a very limited audience, like a studio audience
Yeah,
basically.
I feel that. All right, and going into this, man, we got 10 minutes left.
Oh,
Do you
sure.
have anything you want to talk about? What you guys are about to be doing? What you're trying to strive for? What you're doing solo?
Hmm. Yeah, man. So like, dude, I really just like want to make some cool shit. Like between all the different projects we've got, like I said, the paperwork EP we're working on, family functions, working on some original recordings, and then me and JP and Will Ness are also making music as the band Burnt Sienna. We've got a few songs. We're doing like some gigs here and there. It's kind of a side project thing because Will's got his solo
Mm-hmm.
shit, and obviously JP's got his solo shit, and he's now playing with Craig Sorrell's project, like one of the
Yeah.
busiest
Yeah.
and fucking most badass, tightest bands on the beach. If um So he's going to be real busy once they come back. And it's just all about balancing like each other's you know different personalities, and you know coming together and making what's you know best stuff that we can.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Well, I hope
Yeah.
that Myrtle Beach starts opening up again and not being so sick. But I hope everything starts
it's
going good.
it's
And if
it's
you
gonna
guys can,
happen, dude.
I hope if you guys can just do the digital stuff because
Yeah.
the one thing I saw from you guys was amazing. You guys were great. The family
Thank you so
function
much.
live one with
And we're gonna have another one out. It's gonna be on the Strange Dog Weird Man Facebook page this Saturday, but and then it'll later be on my YouTube channel,
heck yeah,
which is Wonder House MB on
nice.
YouTube. I mean, shit. Like I said, like YouTube's just my favorite platform now. I don't even have Instagram. Uh, Dude, like that question you asked about staying relevant on social media. I'm like, fuck, I'm the worst.
But you got the YouTubes. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
and we're just trying to make some good music, you know, and like focus on that. And then at that point, maybe I'll be confident enough to go to, you know, one of those platforms and share and promote it and try to get some feedback. But you know, we'll get there.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, Tucker, if we have anything else left to play for our man Connor Mills, if not, all right, Connor, tell our people where they can find something to hear from you.
Well, you can go to my YouTube page, which is Wonderhouse MB. That's WUNDERHAUSMB. We got a live set from Paperwork. We got a live set from Family Function. We got, you know, we got some other shit. My buddy Chris Keys has a sports podcast. If you're into that, it's also on the YouTube channel. There's, you know, just some other stuff that we've done over the years, some live performances, and you know, you can stream Paperwork on Spotify, and that's all the shit. Check out, you know, if you have ideas for what Family Functions band name should be after listening to that clip, you know, drop them in the chat.
All right. Cool. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. We'll talk to
Dude,
you
thank
in
you,
a
Wally,
minute.
for having me, man. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. And it's really dope what you guys are doing here, man. I like,
Thank you,
you
man. We
know,
appreciate that.
I only checked out a little bit of your content. Obviously, I saw Troy, who my roommates
Yes. Yes.
interview with y'all, and
Troy
that was
was
great.
fun. Troy was fun.
And just a quick plug for Mothman. I mean, all the shit that he's doing is awesome.
Absolute.
Fuck yeah. Well, thanks, man. And please send me some of your music.
Absolutely, man. All right. Don't hang up yet. We're gonna say goodbye to the people, and we'll be back on here afterwards.
Dope.
And thanks you guys for listening. You can check us out every Monday and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock here at the Emporium Live. And if you have any questions on the floor, always hit us up live and or hit us up on the forum at theemporiumlive.com/forum, and we'll be right there for you. All right, guys, take it easy.